Sonnenschein und dann mit dir im Wald allein. Weiter brauch ich nichts zum Glücklichsein. Wochenend und Sonnenschein. Sonnenschein und dann mit dir im Wald allein. Weiter brauch ich nichts zum Glücklichsein. Wochenend und Sonnenschein. Über uns die Lerche zieht, sie singt genau wie wir ein Lied. Alle Vögel stimmen fröhlich ein. Wochenend und Sonnenschein. Sonnenschein und dann mit dir im Wald allein. Weiter brauch ich nichts zum Glücklichsein. Wochenend und Sonnenschein.
Maman savait que son fils n'était pas si exemplaire. Mais non, l'aimerait-elle toujours autant? Et si maman savait que son fils n'était pas si exemplaire? Mais non, l'aimerait-elle toujours autant? L'aimerait-elle toujours autant? L'aimerait-elle toujours autant? Maman savait que son fils n'était pas si exemplaire. Mais non, l'aimerait-elle toujours autant? Et si maman savait que son fils n'était pas si exemplaire? Mais non, l'aimerait-elle toujours autant? Mais non, mais non, mais non, mais non. Mais non, mais non, mais non, mais non.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Purge. If you would like to play the game, enter the lobby code now. Thank you for that subscription, Matt the Ref. 14th month. Thank you very much, mate, for your continued support. Thank you as well, I think it was to Clive earlier on for a 10-month subscription, just like a year, except not at all. And one from Ash the Bash as well, also on a 14-month streak. Thank you very much for that subscription. Ash, there was another one as well, that I now can't remember, but thank you as well. It was a 2-month subscription. I forget who it was, but thank you very much. Most grateful to you. Lovely to have you all here. Hope you've had a good weekend so far. I've got a new camera. It's my actual camcorder, so hopefully I'm appearing in slightly higher definition. El Guapo, thank you very much, El Guapo. I'm frightfully sorry for forgetting you at the start there. Yeah, new camcorder. It's higher quality, but it does have a tendency to just switch itself off if it thinks I'm not using it. I've turned all the settings such that they'll... it shouldn't auto shut down, but it doesn't seem to be responding to that. So if I disappear halfway through, I'm going to keep picking it up and moving it around with a view to making it think I'm alive and active. But if it does decide to switch itself off, then... Your window's 60 pixels high. Is it? That's cool. If it does switch itself off, I'll just have to reach up and turn it off and on again. If it ends up being a massive faff, then I'll probably have to switch back to the other traditional webcam in due course. But hey, it is what it is. I thought I'd try something out because it's a casual post-season stream. Good evening to you all. Egg Fried Cheese, Cetra, Cola Cola, Brian, Arden Vets, Car the 7th, Clive Legend, Keshi Head, Connor, Paulister, Crypto Practor, El Guapo, Shadowmane, Arlamage, Brigbother, Drahuska, me, Matt the Ref, Puzzle Dan, Nightbot, Dr. Mummy, Score Count, Natter, David J. Bodicum, M3 Times, Ash the Basher, Podonuevo, Lingomaniac, Mogra, Anasep, Stormvision, DC Simmons. Good evening to you all. Now, this game has undergone some changes. First one you can see in the top left-hand corner, it says Live Players. I've got some funky buttons for it as well now, which should be interesting. Other minor gameplay changes, the Purge breakpoint will start at 50% and it will increase with subsequent purges. Yeah, that's the main big gameplay thing. There's a couple of other features which I'm going to test out. Hopefully it'll be a bit more solid. There's some graphical changes as well, but yeah, hopefully it'll be fun. We'll have a good time. We're going to play 3 games of the Purge tonight. Mine are going to be first and last. My first one's fairly general. Pack number 3 is a bit more specialist. It's a bit more of a quirky pack written by me. Pack number 2, I'm very grateful to a guest who is asked to remain anonymous until the first question of his comes up. But guest has written pack number 2, which we'll be playing a bit later on. And I'm very grateful to that person, and I will tell you who they are in a little while. So this is a Purge. We've got 26 players in. For those of you who haven't played before, you need to whisper to Persephone's Twitch bot in order to submit your answers. It's a sort of hive mind game. If you do well collectively, then you avoid the Purge. If you start a Purge, if you trigger a Purge, that's the only opportunity for you to go out of the game. We keep playing until we've either had 5 Purge questions, 20 regular questions, or there are 5 or fewer players left. That's the nuts and bolts of the game. It's all multiple choice until we get to the Purge, and then it is a standard simple answer. I think most of us played last week, but if you didn't play last week, you need Persephone's Twitch button for the majority of the game. It's either A, B, A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, E. Just a letter rather than the whole answer. Okay, 27 players is enough for me. I'm going to give you 10 seconds to join. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, that's enough players. Play the first game of tonight. It's time to Purge. Now, as last week, this hasn't changed yet. We start rather unconventionally with a tiebreaker question. It's going to wobble the camera around. I'm still awake, don't worry. With the tiebreaker question, this question will only function if we have a tie going into the final Purge at the end. The answer to this question will be a number. You must submit a number to Persephone's Twitch bot. We won't see what you said, we will just see the whole answer. So you've got 20 seconds to type in a number answer and type it as digits rather than words. So good luck to all of you. First question of the evening, if you don't include the warm-up, I suppose. Here is your tiebreaker question. How many times does the word blood appear in Shakespeare's Macbeth? Get a number in now. This will serve to break the tie if it needs to be broken a little bit later on in the game. 10 seconds. Just waiting on a few players to answer. Just waiting on Lingo Maniac, and there he is. Everyone's got a tiebreaker in. Nicely done. So, we won't find out what that is unless we need to see it later on. Answer was 42, apparently. The word blood appears 42 times in Shakespeare's Macbeth. So, hopefully that won't affect you later on, but it might do. Let's go to the first question proper. The breakpoint is 50%. If 50% or more of you get this question wrong, you will trigger a purge. You do not want to trigger a purge, but that is what happens if 50% or more of you get it wrong. Best of luck to you. You only need to type either A or B, and you have 10 seconds. The answers will appear first. Okay, so the answers will appear first, and then the question will appear. And then you need to whisper the letter. As soon as the chat says the question is live, the question will be live and you'll have 10 seconds. Good luck. Here's question number 1. Options are Atbash or Elias. The question is, what name is given to a monoalphabetic substitution cipher used to encrypt the Hebrew alphabet? Pretty sure this question will have come up at some point before. And that is time. The correct answer was... It was Atbash, of course, the Atbash cipher. So, how many of you got it wrong? If it's more than 50%, we will go to an early purge number 1. Let's find out. Start the purge meter. Well, it wasn't a full, clean sweep. That purge meter is counting up, and it has stopped at 29.6%. 29.6% of you were incorrect. But the rest of you are right. 3.7% abstained, 25.9% thought it was B, 70% that or thereabouts thought it was A, and you have avoided the purge. Very nice. That meter will slow down the closer it gets to that line now, by the way. Very good. Avoided a purge. Let's go to question 2. Still 2 options. The breakpoint has dropped now to 40%. If 40% or more get this one wrong, you will trigger a purge. Answers are either A or B. The options are MVP or ICQ. Question is, which of these is an early cross-platform messenger service and VoIP client? 5 seconds. And that's time. Let's see what the answer was. Yeah, I've adopted breakpoint. I like breakpoint. The answer was B, ICQ. I can't remember what it stands for just now. Let's see how many of you got that one wrong. 40% is a breakpoint. Those meters counting up. And it's stopped. 14.8% of you were incorrect, just 7% thinking MVP and 7% abstaining. 85% of you getting that one right. Well played. Let's go on to question 3. Breakpoint drops to 30%. Still only 2 options, A or B. Fingers on buzzers. Here comes question number 3. Your options are Edward or Jacob. Question is, what was the forename of the composer who wrote the Enigma Variations and the music for Land of Hope and Glory? That shouldn't be overlapping there. Sorry about that. Hopefully you can still see the question in the chat. I will fix that. Time. That's really very irritating. I'm not quite sure why it's doing that. Let me see if I can just fix that on the fly, as it were. Give me a second. Canvas break for tension. Oh, and there goes the camera as well. It just says Panasonic now. It's flashing its light at me. Question text. So, yes, okay, fine. I see you there. Come back to life, please, camera. There we go. The camera comes back to life. That is probably going to be a problem going forward. More pressingly, though, I want to fix this question overlap. What is going on with that? It wasn't doing that in testing. I think I probably just need to raise the Y there to 0.7. Oh, no, that has not fixed the problem. Too bad. Yeah. Oh, it's because it's not auto-sizing. Oh, that's even worse. Okay. If we change it to auto-size, let's make that 0.8. No, that's not fixed it either. Why are you even allowed to be... What? Is this the right mesh? Question text, purge answer text. What is going on? What in the world is happening here? Oh, that's no better. That's significantly worse. I don't know. I'll have to have a play about that. I'm really, really sorry about that. Hopefully we can live with that. I hadn't caught that before. The answer, incidentally, was Edward. It was Sir Edward Elgar. A little bit of a red herring in those answers there. Thank you for the subscription there, Kegler Coach. Apologies, the text is overlapping. That's really embarrassing. I might try and fix that before game 2, because that could be a problem if we've got longer questions for people who are not wanting to read the chat. So 30% is the break point. If 30% of you or more got this wrong, we will go to a purge question. Start the meter. Slowing down. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! But it has stopped. 29.63% getting that one wrong. No abstentions, so 29.6% getting that one wrong. 70.4% getting that one right. And just by the skin of your teeth, you have avoided yet another purge. Congratulations. Let's go on to question number 4. So, question 4, the purge meter has dropped to 20%. If just 20% or more get this question wrong, you will trigger a purge. Options for question number 4 are camera zoom getting close to the breakpoint. That's a nice idea, Ash. I will bear that in mind. That's, yeah, as it are. That's A. Someone write that down in suggestions. Camera zoom and post-processing as we get close to the breakpoint. Here are your options for question number 4. Pound. Dollar. Question is, which word follows sand to make the name of a type of sea urchin? Gonna wiggle the camera around. That is time. So the correct answer was, it's dollar. Yes, it is the sand dollar, which is the it's a type of sea urchin my wife introduces to me. Apparently my mother-in-law has a dead one, a sort of fossilised-y thing. Have this one outright before, so there's no excuse. Well, let's see if you remembered it. If 20% or more of you are wrong, you will trigger a purge. Start the meter. You were 7.41% of you were absolutely wrong, but 92.6% were correct. A very, very short purge meter there. Let's go to the next question. Breakpoint is now just 10%. If 10% or more, that's 3 players or more, get this one wrong, then you will trigger the first purge. Options are still A or B. Good luck. Here's question 5. Options are Griffin, Simpson. What is the surname of the sports star best known for being tried for the murder of his former wife, Nicole Brown? And that is time. Sci Guy Dave didn't get an answer in, so we know there's at least one incorrect one there. The answer was Simpson. It was O.J. Simpson. Now, if 10% or more of you get this one wrong, then we are going to a purge. Let's find out how many of you got it wrong. Start the meter. We have hit the break point. 10% of you or more were wrong. I can actually tell you it was 18.5%. 3.7% abstentions, 14.8% going for Griffin. The answer was Simpson, as in O.J. Simpson, which means there are going to be 5 of you in this first purge. Let's see who it's going to be. Cetra, Drahuska, Puzzle Dan, Matt the Ref, and Sci Guy Dave, who are all in this first purge. As you know, the purge questions are not multiple choice. You must give a single answer. Whisper it to the bot as you would normally. You get slightly longer, 20 seconds, in order to answer this question, but you must answer this question or be eliminated from the game. Good luck to you. Here is the first purge question. What is the main ingredient in hummus? Puzzle Dan's in. Cetra's in. Matt's in. Saigo Dave is in. And that's time. Drahuska not getting an answer in time, so will automatically be purged from the game. Let's see what the answer was, and let's see who got it right. It's the chickpea. Puzzle Dan and Saigo Dave both getting that right. Cetra going for aubergines, that's wrong. Matt going for cheese, that's wrong. And Drahuska not getting an answer in. So unfortunately, after that first purge, Drahuska, Cetra and Matt the Ref, brave effort up to here, but sadly, you've been purged. Sigh of relief for the rest of you who are still alive, however. 24 of you still in play. The breakpoint shoots back up to the original 50 plus 10%, 60%, dropping 10% per question. You've now got 3 options for each question, so it's either A, B or C for this question. Still got 10 seconds to answer, and if you hit that 60% breakpoint, you will trigger another purge. Best of luck to you all. Here comes question number 6. The options are The Empire Strikes Back, A New Hope, or Return of the Jedi. The question is, which of these Star Wars films was directed by Irvin Kershner? 5 seconds. And that's time. Let's see what the answer was. It was A, The Empire Strikes Back. Empire Strikes Back was the answer there. So, 60% or more of you will trigger a purge. Let's find out, and I'm going to experiment with this. Let's find out, first of all, how many people abstained from that question. Start the meter. Just 4.2% abstaining on that question. Okay, so the answer was A, The Empire Strikes Back. Let's find out how many people said B, A New Hope. Quite a few people thinking it was B, A New Hope. That purge meter is creeping up. And it stopped 41.67%. 37.5% of you thought it was B, A New Hope. It wasn't. It was George Lucas who directed A New Hope. How many people thought the answer was C? That purge, that breakpoint is still hanging there at 60%. We're at 41.6% at the moment. How many people said C? At least one. It's slowing as it gets closer. And we've hit it. 41.7% saying Return of the Jedi. That is not the right answer. It was Richard Marquand who directed Return of the Jedi. The answer was A, The Empire Strikes Back. So we have triggered a second purge very soon after the first one, and it's going to be a very heavily attended purge, only 16.7% getting that question right. Let's find out who is going to be in purge number 2. Lots of people, only El Guapo, Charmaine and Storm Vision missing out on this purge. So everybody else, you must get your correct answer in. Let's wiggle the camera around so it doesn't go to sleep again. You must get a correct answer in or face being purged immediately from the game. The very best of luck to all of you. You've got 20 seconds to answer this question. It is: who wrote and published the novella The Metamorphosis? Five seconds. Saigo Dave just getting an answer in there in the nick of time. Oh, bye-bye camera. Opportune moment. Let's go back to that. I don't think this is going to be a thing to do, but I don't know if it's going to read my old camera. Yeah, an ad for Panasonic at the same time. Right, let's find out what you all said and what the right answer was. The right answer was Franz Kafka. Not everybody getting that right. Quite a few people getting stung there. Ash saying bye-bye. M3 times Jose Cabero. Ray Bradbury from Keshi. Very Hungry Caterpillar. Absolutely no idea. Tell my family I love them. Stephen King, Newton, Welp, some writer, chickpeas, Stevenson, David Spade. All of those are incorrect answers. Congratulations to Cola, Dr. Mummy, Mogra, Clive, Samster, Saigai Dave, Artemage and Brig Bother. You have survived that purge, but unfortunately Ash, M3 times, Keshi, Apodo Nuevo, Egg Fried Cheese, Lingomaniac, Brian, Connor, Puzzle Dan, Ardenfetz, Natter and Car the Seventh. It's been a perfect storm of questions for you, and I'm afraid you've been purged. Early purging, we're down to just 12. We need to get down to 5 players, 20 questions or 5 purges before we go to the final purge. The breakpoint has now gone back up to 70% and 12 players remain. There are still 3 options available per question. Here's question number 7. Options are Ganges, Danube, Amazon, and the question is, which of these rivers flows through the most countries? El Guapo just out of time there, as there are fewer and fewer players. Every abstention suddenly becomes more and more critical. But 70% is quite a high margin there. Let's find out what the answer was. It's the Danube, flows through 11 countries. The Ganges just flows through 2 and the Amazon just 4 or 5, I want to say. It might even be 3. It's the Danube by quite a long way. Let's find out who got it wrong. Start the meter. 70% is that break point that we're looking to avoid. Still climbing. There's 40%. We're over halfway towards it now. And we've stopped. 50% of players getting that one wrong. 16.7% abstention, 16.7% saying Amazon, and 16.7% saying the Ganges. But you've been saved by the people who know it's the Danube. Congratulations, you survived to another question. Let's go there now. Question number 8, and the breakpoint has now been set at 60%. 60% or more get this wrong, it triggers a purge. Question number 8 coming up. Options are Mad Men, The Sopranos, Breaking Bad. And the question is, which of these TV shows has won the Primetime Emmy Award for Best Drama the most times? Excuse me. 5 seconds. And that's time. Let's have a look, see what the answer was. It was Mad Men. Mad Men has won the most times. It's won 4. Breaking Bad won it just twice, and The Sopranos also just twice, I think, though not consecutively. Mad Men won it 4 consecutive years. So let's have a look, and let's maybe go through this one at a time. One at a time? Yeah, one at a time. First of all, let's check out the abstentions. Start the meter. 8.33% abstaining on that question. Just one abstention on that one. So let's find out who thought it was Breaking Bad. Who said C? Again, just 8.3%. Just one player thinking it was C, Breaking Bad. How many people thought it was The Sopranos? Quite a few more, it would seem. Remember, 60% is the purge breakpoint that we are looking to avoid. We've climbed to 50. It's getting very close. Scary close. And we've hit it. 50% of players thinking it was The Sopranos. And with 66.7% getting that one wrong, we have triggered another purge. Purge number 3, 33.3% saying Mad Men, congratulations. You are safe from this purge, but the rest of you have to fight to survive. Let's find out who's going to be in it. Brig, Cola, Dr. Mummy, Mogra, Anasep, Clive, Shadowmane and Stormvision. Only 4 people not going into this purge. Arlemage, El Guapo, Samster and Saigai Dave. If you all go out on this purge question, we will immediately trigger the final purge. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of you. Very best of luck. Here is the 3rd purge question. Born in October 1975, which comedian wrote the music for the show Matilda? Ten seconds, you've had half your time. Storm Vision and Anostep still waiting for an answer. And you're out of time, which means you are going to be automatically purged. Let's have a look, see what the answer was and who was incorrect. Was Tim Minchin, Brig, Cola, Dr. Mummy and Mogra surviving that question, but Anostep and Storm Vision not getting an answer in, Shadowman going for Benjamin Walcott, and Clive going for I never liked him anyway. Unfortunately, Clive, Shadow, Storm and Anostep, you have not been able to survive this question, and that does mean you've been purged. On to question 9 we go then. I'm going to give the camera a little wiggle. Ooh, I'm still alive, don't do anything. I could just, rather than wiggling it, I could just zoom it a little bit. That will let it know that I'm still awake. We're down to 8 players. If we lose 3 more, then we will automatically trigger the final purge. If we see 2 more purge questions as well, we will automatically trigger the final purge. We have still got 12 questions in the main game of default play. The purge meter has been reset to 80% or more. I could reconnect the other cam egg, but it didn't seem to want to work when I tried it earlier, and that's going to be a faff to do that, so I'm not going to bother, to be honest. I'll just make do with this. So 80% or more of you get this one wrong and you will trigger purge number 4. Good luck. Here's question number 9. Options are Woodrow Wilson, Warren G. Harding, William Howard Taft. Question is, who was the sitting US president during the First World War? And everybody has answered. Let's see what the correct answer was. It was Woodrow Wilson. Woodrow Wilson was the sitting president. Warren G. Harding, I believe, came afterwards, and William Howard Taft came before. So, no abstentions. Let's just go straight down to business and find out how many of you got that one wrong. Start the meter. (37.5% were incorrect. Just shy of halfway towards that purge target, which does bode well moving forward on the rounds from here. Yes, no abstentions, but 25% saying Taft, 12.5% saying Harding, the majority knowing that one. Let's go on to question number 10. A reminder that question number 10 is the final point at which you will have 3 options. After this, the options go up to 4. 70% is now the break point. Have a look at question number 10. The options are Albert, Rodney, Derek, and the question is, what is the middle name of leader of the Labour Party, Sir Keir Starmer? I love this question. And that's time. Yeah, there's something I've realised that is really good for this game is to subvert expectations with the answers coming out first. So obviously these are characters from Only Fools and Horses, but there's absolutely nothing to do with Only Fools and Horses. The correct answer is B, Rodney. Would you believe the real name, middle name of the Labour leader Sir Keir Starmer is Rodney? Let's find out how many of you got that one wrong. 70% is the break point we're trying to avoid. Start the meter. Well, it's climbing. It's not slowing down just yet, but a lot of people have got this one wrong. We are over the halfway mark and it is still climbing. It's slowing. Oh, but it's stopped. 62.5% getting that one wrong. 12.5% abstention. And just 37.5% going for Rodney. Was the majority of the answers that were played. A quarter of people thinking Albert, a quarter of people thinking Derek, and one player just abstaining from that question. 62.5%. You've avoided another purge. Congratulations. Let's go to question 11. So question 11 changes up the meta of the game. You've now got 4 potential answers for each question. The breakpoint is now set at 60%. If 60% or more of you get this one wrong, you will trigger a 4th purge. Good luck. Options for question 11 are something borrowed, something old, something gifted, something blue. According to the adage, which of these is it not traditional for a bride to wear at her wedding? Let's wait for Samster and Dr. Mummy. There's Dr. Mummy. Samster. And that is time. So we're going to have a 12.5% abstention, we know for a fact. Let's have a look and see what the answer was. Something gifted, yes, something old, something new, something borrowed, and something blue. So my wife, she borrowed a petticoat, I think. The dress was new. I can't remember what she had that was old, but her shoes were blue, so that was her old, new, borrowed blue. Right then, let's have a look and see how many of you got that one wrong. Start the meter. Just the one player, and that was Samster, who abstained from that question, 12.5%. Oh, that's very, very strange. Why that's not happened, Samson. Maybe try a refresh. Not sure what's going on there. But the only player to get that one wrong, so not too much of a drama unless it comes down to points at the end, which is looking increasingly unlikely. But you have survived that question. Let's go on to question number 12. I'll just give Samster a little second to hit F5. And abstain before marriage. Quite right. Actually, I can't back that up. I can't say quite right at all. Make your own choices. Okay, Samster's back in the game. Question number 12. Breakpoint is now 50%. 4 options are Hufflepuff, Slytherin, Ravenclaw, Gryffindor. Question is, Hannah Abbott, Ernie Macmillan and Cedric Diggory were all members of which Hogwarts house? There we go, Samster's answer coming in just fine this time. Dr. Mummy's not, though. Why are we deleting Effrontery's message? Oh, Effrontery's allowed to say it's easy if he likes Scorecan. Don't be too trigger happy with that delete button. Okay, let's find out what the answer was. It's A, Hufflepuff. A was the answer. So 50% is the Purge cutoff point. Let's find out how many of you got that one wrong. Well, certainly wasn't a clean board. Yeah, it's a good point, Effrontery. They are still good books. We're over halfway towards 50%. We're at 35%. The meter is slowing down. We're at 40%. We're slowing down still. We're at 45%. I think you might know what that means. We have hit it exactly 50%, getting that one wrong. Which means we have triggered Purge number 4. Yes, Hufflepuff was the right answer. Nobody thinking it was Slytherin, but 25% thinking Ravenclaw, 1 person thought Gryffindor, and 1 abstention. So that abstention, Dr. Mummy, could have triggered. Half the lobby hasn't seen Goblet of Fire, apparently. Yeah, Cedric is in that movie. Half of the lobby is now in this Purge. That's 4 players, which means if you all go out, then we are automatically into the final Purge. So, that's why answering is important. If you're not sure, just take a guess. Might as well take a guess, because you could have saved yourself from going into a Purge here, Dr. Mummy. But that's the game. Let's find out who is going to be in Purge number 4. Cola, Dr. Mummy, Mogra and Sci Guy Dave all getting that question wrong and face this Purge. A reminder, if you get this one wrong, you're immediately eliminated from the game. And if you all get it wrong, then we're going to go to the final Purge. Best of luck. Here is the 4th Purge question. Tripoli is the capital city of which African country? Cola's in, Mogra's in, Dr. Mummy's in, Saiga Dave is in. That is everyone answered in a reasonable amount of time there, within 10 seconds, so we're just going to wait for that final time to tick away. And there it is. And let's find out what the correct answer was and who got it right and who got it wrong. Whoa, it's Libya, and you were all absolutely right. Congratulations, all 4 of you. We are not triggering the final just yet. You have all, that's the first time I think this has happened, all of you survived Purge number 4. Many congratulations to you. So, let's go back to the main game. Question number 13. The Purge meter is now at its highest potential point, which is 90%. With 8 players in the game, that would mean that only 1 person needs to get it. If one person gets it right, if any of you get it right, if at least 1 person gets it right, then you're going to avoid a Purge. But if you all get it wrong, you're all in the final Purge. Well, you're all in the Purge before the final Purge, Purge number 5. I'll shut up and I'll get on with the questions. Question number 13. Options are Mark, John, Matthew, Luke. Question is, which of the 4 Gospels is not considered a synoptic Gospel? Everyone's got an answer in. Let's have a look at what the correct answer was. It's John. John's gospel is very different from the other three. The others are synoptic because they all share similar stories. So, if we get to 90%, which means all of you will have got it wrong, then we will trigger Purge number 5. If anyone's got it right, then we will avoid it. Let's see what happens. Start the Purge meter. Well, certainly not everybody right here. We have no abstentions, so on the law of averages, if you're just playing randomly, you would assume that at least one person got it right, and indeed 50% of you got that one correct, 50% getting it wrong, no abstentions, a quarter of you thinking Mark, so 2 of you thinking Mark, 2 of you thinking Luke, and 4 of you there knowing the answer was John. Congratulations, you avoided the Purge. Let's go on to question 14. Still 4 options. The breakpoint is now set at 80%. 80% is what you would need to hit in order to trigger a Purge. I think this is still... as long as one person gets it right, you need 2 people now to get it right in order to avoid going into the Purge. Question number 14. Options are Wimbledon, Australian Open, French Open, US Open. Question is, which of the 4 Grand Slam championships has Novak Djokovic won the most times? Wait for Arlo Mage, and there we go. That's time. Let's have a look at the correct answer. Can't be a bit of a tennis question. The correct answer was... It's the Australian. He's won it significantly more times than any others. Wimbledon, I think, is just 4. French is only like twice. The US is only a few times. Australian Open, he's won like 11 times. Because he's won a lot of them. Right. Let's find out if we are going into a Purge... at this point. 80% is the cutoff. Let's start the meter. That's at least 2 people wrong. That's at least 3 people wrong. 4 people wrong. 5 people wrong. 6 people wrong. That's at least 7 people wrong, and that means you know where this is going. Your percentages work. We have hit that breakpoint. Only 1 person getting the correct answer there, no abstentions. Half of the players thought it was the French Open. No one thought Wimbledon. 37.5% thinking the US Open. And 1 person getting the correct answer, the Australian Open. Yes, indeed. So, that means 7 out of 8 of you are going into this Purge. If you all get eliminated, then the person not in the Purge will win by default, and we won't even have a final round. Which will make me sad, but it means I get to use those questions again in a future game, I suppose. Let me just do a camera jiggle. So, let's find out which of you are going into Purge number 5. Everybody except Cola. Cola knowing the answer there, or having a very lucky guess. So, Purge number 5. This is the last point. Your points are now fixed, and if you all survive this, then it will come down to who is in the lead. The top 5 will go through to the final Purge. Good luck. Here is the 5th Purge question. Which Dutch artist is noted for his contributions to 20th century abstract art, and is perhaps most famed for his square work, composition with red, blue and yellow? Ten seconds, Saigo Dave and Dr. Mummy. Everybody has at least got an answer in. And that's time. So, at this point, if 4 or fewer survive, then we have our finalists. If more than 4 survive, we will have to eliminate players after this Purge. If no one survives, Cola wins the game. Correct answer is Piet Mondrian. It was Piet Mondrian. El Guapo going for Escher, Brig going for Rembrandt, Dr. Mummy going for De Stijl. Unfortunately, those are all incorrect answers. Mogra, Arlo Mage, Samster and Saigai Dave were all correct. Piet Mondrian. I have got a t-shirt with that painting on. It's one of my favourite paintings in the whole of the art world. So that's worked out perfectly nicely. Congratulations to Mogra, Arlo Mage, Samster and Saigai Dave. You have survived that Purge and you will join Cola in the final Purge. But for Brig, Dr. Mummy and El Guapo, a valiant effort up to this point, but unfortunately, you've been purged. So, congratulations you five, this has worked out really nicely. Out of idle curiosity, would you like to see your scores? Of course you would. Cola very much in the lead with 10, Samster with 9, Mogra with 8, Arlamage with 9, Saigai Dave with 6. So those are the scores you would have had, but it makes no difference because you are through to the final anyway. So, let's go to the final purge now. All but 5 players have been purged, but only one of you can emerge as the champion. Oh, that's a new thing, by the way. How exciting. Yeah, I'm very pleased with this. So, Cola, as the player in the lead, you get to decide how play proceeds from here as to whether or not you want to go first or last. A quick reminder of how this round works. You will be shown half a question, and then based on that information, you have to decide whether you want to play or pass. If you want to play and you answer it right, you can then pick another player to purge. If you choose to play and get it wrong, you purge yourself. If you nominate somebody else and they get it right, they knock you out. If you nominate somebody else and they get it wrong, they are knocked out. But you only get half a question to make your mind up on. But before we do that, Cola, you have to make the decision as to whether you want to go first or last. This is just an F or an L to Persephone bot. Make that decision now. So Cola is currently leading and will therefore decide whether they play first or last. Whisper F or L now. Cola has chosen to go first, and questions will therefore be asked in descending order of point score, which is the order you arranged in rather conveniently, starting with Cola. So, Cola, you'll get half a question, and then you must indicate either play or pass. If you want to pass, you must also put in your whisper message, and just type it like a normal whisper message. You must also tell me in your whisper message who you would like to pass it to. This is all done manually at this point, so you don't need to worry about spelling or anything, but do give me some indication. So, Cola, here is the first half of the first question. Oh, information. So, question or nominate. And if you wish to nominate, please do indicate who it is you would like to nominate in your response. The colours red, yellow and green. Cola is going to play this question. Okay, so let's select Cola and we'll go set active player. Cola, this question's for you. So a reminder, Cola, if you get this one right, you get to pick another player to purge. If you get it wrong, you purge yourself. Here is the question in full. The colours red, yellow and green, arranged in vertical stripes from top to bottom with a black star in the centre, is the flag of which African country? Cola is saying to me, Congo. Is that the right answer? No, it's Ghana. I'm just going to look at the flag of the Congo, although I think it's Democratic Republic of the Congo. Yes, it's green, yellow and red, the Republic of the Congo, going diagonally from left to right, but not in that order, and there is no star in the middle. The answer was Ghana. So, unfortunately, a valiant effort, Cola, but that is not the right answer, and so I'm afraid, having chosen to go first, that's not the right answer, and you've been purged. And there goes Cola. On the game goes. Samster, decide whether you want to answer this question or nominate somebody else.